Hello everyone, this is a 4.0.6 Restoration Druid guide brought to you by H2O Oxide. In this guide I'll go over everything you need to know about Druid PvE healing. Well, first off, you'll need to have a Resto spec, of course. Now I'm not going to go too in detail with it, but I'll show you a basic performance spec.
Alright, so let's look at the talents. Really don't have much to work with here. Now, I'll put a link to my character's armory in the description below so you can actually copy and paste it if you would like. Now, I've seen a few people put a point in nature swiftness. It's on a 3-minute cooldown. It's not that great when you actually think about it, because if your tank dips that low to the point where you need to use this ability, you're doing something wrong. I mean, yeah, it's good for an oh shit moment, but other than that, it's not worth picking up. You should not pick that up. Now, if you look at Revitalize, this is where you'll be getting most of your mana back. So this is an absolute must no matter what. Along with Empower Touch, because in Kata, they want you to be using Lifebloom as much as possible. And as you can see, even on the set bonus for tier 11, it gives you Spirit just by having 3 stacks up. Now that's definite. Now if you look over to Nature's Bounty, this is your choice. You can either put the 3 points in here, 1 point in Gift of the Earth Mother, or you can do, vice versa. Now that's pretty much all there is for flexibility on this restoration talent. Now if you look over to Feral, I don't have 3 points in Fury anymore. I used to, when I was getting geared and I didn't have that much intellect, I had that much of a bigger base mana pool, but now that I don't run out of mana on any fight, no matter what, it's not really worth getting. Now you can put 2 points in Genesis and get more throughput on your heals. Healing harder means you will have to heal less. If you heal for more, that's less spells you will have to cast. Now it's debatable whether you get Furor or Genesis, because people say Furor you got more mana, so you'd be able to heal more. It's pretty much, to me, I like the top heals. I like to be the one on top of that.
Next up is glyphs.
Okay, now looking over at the glyphs, what you're going to use is Glyph of Lifebloom, Glyph of Swiftman, and Glyph of Rejuvenation for your prime. Anything else other than that, your major and minor glyphs, you can do whatever you like. It's totally up to you. This is just my little scrap setup. I don't change my resto spec that much, or ever really, but on my other spec, I'm bouncing back from Boomkin to tank, so I just throw whatever's in there. I mean, these really don't matter, but what you need to have though is Glyph of Rebirth. That's the only one other than the major and minors that you really need is Glyph of Rebirth. That's a must. Do not go to a raid or dungeon without it. It will scream at you. Alright, so just make sure you get that and these as your prime glyphs.
Okay, so now you have your proper spec and glyphs. Now it's time to get the most throughput from your spec by stacking the right stats.
Okay, for your gear, your stats, your number one and most important stat is intellect. Following intellect will be spirit, and then following spirit will be haste. Now there is no specific amount of spirit or intellect or haste you need to have. With better gear comes a higher mana pool due to intellect and a higher spell power. Now for spirit, currently I'm at 2441, item level 356 equipped for all PvE. Don't bother with this I-361, it's a lie. Now anywhere around if you're above 2k spirit, you're fine. I bounce around my spirit from here and there, reforging, etc, etc. Now for your haste, I'm at 1691 haste. Now I don't get a new tick in one of my abilities until 2k haste, and you want to stay at around 1425 that'll be a nice soft haste cap to be at, because the expansion hasn't been out that long, and it's really hard to get past 2200 haste at the moment. So don't worry too much about haste. Just stay around 1425 and you'll be fine. That's where you get an extra tick in Lifebloom. And I'll also put a link to the haste table and your extra ticks in the description below.
For your gems, you're going to want to use Brilliant Inferno Rubies, Reckless Ember Topaz, and Purified Dreamsz. For your meta, you should be using an Ember Shadowspirit Diamond. Alright guys, so now that you have the basic fundamentals, it's time to mess around with your healing rotation.
Okay, for your healing rotation, I'm going to make this short and simple. You're going to be using Lifebloom, stack it 3 times on the tank. Always keep it on the tank. Rejuvenation's on the tank. You're going to want to have a Regrowth, depending on how much damage the tank is taking. And you're going to not want to swift mend the tank that much. I'll tell you why in a second. Now, so nourish the tank to keep them up, and because the more you, obviously, if you keep up healing constantly, then you'll be giving out more HPS. Don't worry about overhealing with nourish. It barely costs any mana pool. You literally get the mana back as soon as you're done casting it. Wild Growth, keep it off cooldown during AoE phases when everybody's taking tons of damage. You're going to want to use Swift Mend and Regrowth together. On your Omen of Clarity procs, you're going to want to use Regrowth on a DPS and Swift Mend. Don't use Swift Mend on somebody who's away from the group. Use Swift Mend on a group of people. Don't use it on that hunter in the background where his own efflorescence is only benefiting him. Use it on a large group of people to get the most out of it. Now you can also use Healing Touch on Omen of Clarity procs if Swift Mend is down, which I highly recommend. It's very good. Your Tree of Life, you're going to want to use that on... You want to time that right, because you can get 2 uses out of it on every boss, or most boss fights. It's amazing. Use it when you need to, and just throw Lifeblooms on everybody. Wild Growths. You're going to be getting crazy tons and tons of amounts of Omen of Clarity procs, so just dish out those Regrowths, dish out those Swift Mends, keep the group up. It's going to be amazing. Tranquility right here, my favorite ability. If you're using Tranquility, make sure you use Barkskin. If you don't use Barkskin while using Tranquility, you can just waste Tranquility. You can get hit by something and it just reduces the channel time. You don't want that to happen. And Innervate. Innervate yourself when you're at 75% mana so you get it back during later in the fight. Be smart with it. Also, if you need to innervate your buddy, you could glyph for it so you get some mana back so you don't be Jewish about it. And that's pretty much your whole healing rotation. I mean, it's not that hard, really. Everything I said is just like my whole rotation and what I do. I'm more of a tank healer, so I spot rate heal with Regrowth, with Wild Growth and Swift. Alright, so you should have the basics and fundamentals down. Just some stuff so you can know. Make sure you're always gemmed, enchanted. Make sure you have all of the rep chance that you can possibly get, your best in slot chance. Make sure you have them all. I mean, I'm not telling you to go out and go buy a power torrent now. It's tons of money right there, and I don't think it's that great compared to Heartstyle. But don't be stupid. I mean, if you watching this guide, you're trying to improve your character, so why not start by keeping him fully gemmed and fully chanted? You'll make everybody will think you're better, and you will heal better. That's all I'm saying. Just please, just make sure you're gemmed and chanted, and don't message me if that's not true. I'll be very annoyed. Alright, so thank you guys for watching the video. I'm gonna, after this, you can keep watching and you will see me healing Cho'Gao. Yeah, dude, don't make fun of me because somebody died. It wasn't my fault, okay? Alright, thanks guys. Bye bye.
Is there a tank? Good job.